I am Emily, and I've been working as a cashier at Starbucks for over 3 years. The store is in a very convenient location, right in the city center, so it's very busy and operates 24/7. That also means that we employees have to work night shifts. That's also the time when horror stories come to life. That day was the weekend, and my shift was the night shift. It was past 11 o'clock, but the store was still quite crowded. As usual, when there was temporarily no cashier work, I would stand and observe around the store. And then I caught that gaze, a gentle look from the blue eyes of a young man sitting in the left corner of the store. I quickly smiled and slightly bowed my head in a polite greeting to him, as is customary for someone in customer service. I was a bit impressed, even from just a quick glance. His chiseled face and slightly curly brown hair, everything perfectly fitting my ideal type. A moment later, I caught that gaze again. Is he looking at me? I was caught up in my thoughts when... "Oh!" I exclaimed as I looked up, and he was standing right in front of me. "Sorry, did I startle you?" His voice is impressive too, I thought to myself. "Oh no, not at all. Is there something you need?" "Well, I need to know your name." He smiled lightly and fixed that gaze on me. "Stephen." Seeing that I didn't respond, he took the initiative to introduce himself and extended his hand. Emily," I replied, but didn't return the handshake. Stephen smiled awkwardly, took a chocolate bar out of the Starbucks paper bag, and placed it in front of me. "I'm giving a little bit of bitterness to the sweet girl to create the perfect combination." Stephen smiled and then walked away. I didn't have time to react, just staring blankly after him until another customer came up to pay. I quickly put the chocolate bar away and got back to my work. 3 days later, when I had the night shift again, Stephen appeared once again. He flashed a bright smile when he saw my surprise. "Finally, we meet again." I didn't respond, just smiled lightly. "Do you not like dark chocolate? It seems like you haven't eaten it, right?" Stephen's question caught me off guard. "How did you know?" "Oh no, please choose another flavor you like." Stephen offered me 3 other chocolate bars. "Oh, thanks a lot, but there are still many people behind me who need to pay," Stephen subtly reminded me. I randomly picked a candy bar in the middle and thanked Stephen. "This flavor is great too. Make sure to enjoy it." Stephen handed me another chocolate bar and then walked away. "Thank you." I felt a little intrigued, but mostly confused by Stephen's enthusiasm and his somewhat strange remarks. Stephen must be impressed by my appearance. I knew it and felt confident about it, as many people had flirted with me since I started working here. In reality, I'm already 35 years old, have gone through a painful marriage, and am now a single mother to a charming 4-year-old boy. I built a protective wall around myself. The broken marriage made me more cautious about everything. I didn't eat the chocolate that Stephen gave me because I had a mild allergy to the protein in chocolate, which would cause dizziness and a rapid heartbeat. That night, the store was quite empty for the start of the week. I was cleaning around and took out the chocolate bars I received from Stephen, gave one to the barista, and chatted with him. In a sudden moment, I saw a figure outside the window as I was standing behind the counter. When our eyes met, the person moved quickly. I only had time to notice one distinct feature: bright blue eyes. "Blue eyes," I muttered, feeling doubtful. The sound of something crashing loudly from the barista counter startled me. I hurried into the area and the staff member was sitting on the floor, surrounded by broken glasses and scattered bottles of ingredients. "Peter, are you okay?" I asked, panic rising in my voice. "Emily, I'm feeling dizzy." "How did this happen? You were fine earlier." "It seems since I ate your chocolate bar." Peter's words left me stunned. Peter started showing symptoms of vomiting and fainting. I quickly called emergency services. My instincts kicked in, and I quickly locked all the doors and windows of the store. I called to inform the manager about Peter's condition, and most importantly, called the police. I rummaged through the trash to find the wrapper of the candy Peter had eaten. I carefully examined the ingredients list and the expiration date. And then, what sent a chill down my spine wasn't the details on the wrapper, but the countless tiny pinpricks all over it, like they were made with the tip of a needle. I checked the other 2 chocolate bars, and my heart started racing faster with each passing moment. Both had slight deformities, with the wrappers showing puncture marks, as if they had been pricked with needles. Peeling back the chocolate bar, I noticed needle marks on the surface as well, ones that were very hard to detect unless you looked closely. In some areas, there were even slight bulges, as if something had been injected into them. The police arrived and I provided them with all the details of the incident, describing Stephen's appearance as thoroughly as I could. After being treated and diagnosed with poisoning, it was confirmed that the source was the chocolate bar Peter had eaten. The other 2 bars also contained similar toxins. Stephen was still being actively searched for by the police, and his image was widely circulated in news broadcasts and articles. However, the police discovered that his name wasn't Stephen, and there were no personal records of him in the database. I continued with my work, equipping myself with additional protective tools and taking the lesson to be even more vigilant. That moment when I realized someone filmed my wife and kid while they were sleeping. I'm Terry, 32. I was proud to have a happy family with my wife and 5-year-old son and a high-paying job, but I couldn't be around my wife and kids that much. My job makes me travel to different places. If it's close, I'll try to drive there and back the same day, but if it's far, I'll just deal with it. My wife had never complained about me not having enough time with the family. I was grateful for her support and felt at ease knowing she's taking care of our son. Whenever I was away on a business trip and couldn't make it back, she always sent me videos of what was going on at home in the evening. Same thing happened on my last trip. I was gone for almost 3 months. Every evening, I eased my missing my family by rewatching the clips my wife sends me over and over. My son learned to write, and he scribbled my name on a piece of paper, all cute and stuff. "Dad, come back soon and get me a remote-control car," my son said, all innocent-like. Work wrapped up super late, so every night I'd watch the clips of us around midnight. "They've gotta be asleep," I whispered. One evening, I got off work earlier than usual and was super eager to call my wife, but she didn't answer. I couldn't believe this was the last call I'd get to make to my wife and kid. I wandered around cleaning for a bit, then remembered and grabbed my phone to check. Still no call from my wife, and I was pretty bummed. I hopped in the shower, then came out, and the first thing I did was grab my phone. But there were no notifications. Usually, my wife would have texted or sent me the last clip of the day by now. I called her again, and it was still just ringing forever. After I left a message for my wife, I started thinking if it was some special day. My wife is usually super careful and thoughtful, so I thought she must have something urgent going on and pushed the negativity aside. I opened the app and ordered some Taco Bell because I was hungry. Sitting there watching TV, I was waiting for two people at once, the delivery guy and my wife. About 20 minutes later, the doorbell rang, and I dashed out to grab the food. "Have a good evening," the delivery guy said as he handed me the food bag with a weird smile. It took a few seconds to respond to him, kind of hesitantly. When I got back, I saw a message from my wife a few minutes ago, and it totally got me pumped. She just sent a clip and didn't say anything else. Not like her usual sweet hellos. I opened my laptop and ate while I watched. Seeing my son sleeping so peacefully, I couldn't help but smile a bit. The camera slowly zoomed in on my wife, lying in the corner of the bed, and I looked at her, then shot up and slammed my hand on the table. My wife was sleeping. Who the heck filmed this clip? Could there be someone else in my house? A million thoughts popped into my head. Could my wife be cheating on me? Was she having an affair? I totally lost it and yelled my wife's name like an idiot through the clip. Maya, what the hell are you doing?" I heard the light breathing of the person holding the camera, and I completely lost it when I realized it was a man's. I shouted my wife's name loud, filled with anger, helplessness, and disappointment. The person with the camera got closer to my wife and zoomed in. Wait, my body went all weak as the camera zoomed in on my wife's face. She was bleeding a lot, with blood still pouring out from her nose, mouth, and those long cuts on her face. The bed sheet was slowly getting soaked with blood. I was shocked for a few seconds, then grabbed the laptop and yelled out loud, hoping like a fool that Maya would hear and wake up. One hand was holding the laptop, and the other was shaking as I pressed the phone, not sure if I should call my wife or the police, and I just sobbed uncontrollably. "Hey," a guy's voice shouted. I looked around in a panic, and the guy popped up in the clip, holding a camera to film himself. With his beard and a creepy smile, he looked at the camera like he was staring right at me, challenging me. For a few seconds, my heart just stopped. I recognized this dude. Wasn't he the one who delivered my fast food earlier? My throat was all choked up with sobs and gasps, and fear and anger were crushing my chest. "Don't worry, I'll get this clip to the right place on time." That crazy bastard cackled. My world totally crashed down since then. My wife was murdered, and my son is missing with that bastard. I'm going to use all my time and cash, no matter what, to find my son and make that bastard pay for it.